Good morning to everyone. It's Isru Chag, with the permission of the Maradaat of Rav Chaim Shlita. You know, this Pesach was an interesting Pesach for me because the first day, whatever it was, the first time, I drank 5.5%, 4 cups of wine. So that knocked me out because I don't drink alcohol in general. And I was supposed to get 3.5%. I don't know how I got 5.5%. So because of that, Rabotai, I misnessed the first day of Pesach, and I came to daven in a certain shul where I saw destruction, Khurban. All the talking, everything, Rabotai, and I said to myself, that in itself motivated me not to come late ever again, Bezrat Hashem B'li Neder, and to see to it, Rabotai, to make a point to everybody else out there who thinks a place of a shul is to speak. I want to just try to bring down a few halachot. Might take 15 minutes, might take 20 minutes, might take 7 minutes, I don't know. But Rabotai, over here, we are now on the 8th day of the Sfir Omer. We are going to the 49th day to receive the Torah. I ask you guys, what is the whole purpose of receiving the Torah if we ourselves have no respect for the Torah which is in the Heichal, for the Beit Knesset? We come whenever we want, we do whatever we want. You guys want the same brach that should be in your business? I want to say you're going to succeed, Rabotai. A shul is not a place of social gathering, not a place of business, it's a place of worship. You guys, have you ever been, Rabotai? I've never been. But I've seen in a mosque how quiet they are, Rabotai. In a church, how quiet they are, where they have no substance to. I don't know who they're davening to. But we, our God, we come in like it's anything. So we are going to Shavuot, trying to accept the Torah that Hashem wants to give us, but at the same time, we're stepping over the Torah, but not following what it says in the Shulchan Aruch. Rabotai, I want to bring for you 2 halachot before I read the third halakha. Just for people to know that, I know what's going on in Rabotai, just people to know that it's not how they think. When we look into Siman, Nun Aleph, in Halacha Dalet, over there the Shulchan Aruch says, Tzarich lizaher melafsik b'dibur mishetchil baruch shomar ad sof yudchet. A person is not allowed to interrupt from the second that he begins Baruch Shemar all the way up until the end of Shemona Esrei, even after the Tachanunim. That's the first halakha. So a person might come and tell me that specifically from there you're not allowed to speak in shul. The next halakha, Rabotai, in Siman Kuf Chav Dalet, in halacha Zayin, Lo yasir sichat chulin b'shat sheshalich tzibur chozer tefillah. A person should not speak idle chatter at the time when the Shalich Tzibur is repeating the repetition. V'im sach, and if he did speak, hu chote, he's a sinner, Rabotai. V'gadol avano minaso, his punishment is going to be more great than he's going to be able to bear it. V'goarim bo, the Shulchan Aruch says, you have to rebuke him. Rabotai, we try to do it nicely, if not, the president, the gabbai, the rabbi, I don't care who it is, has to get up. You don't have to tell the person. He has to stop the davening, stop the reading of the Sefer Torah. He has to put everything into a pause and try to explain to people what does a Beit Knesset mean. So people might tell me over here also it's only specifically when it's Chazar Tashatz, in the repetition of the Shemona Esrei, that's when you're not allowed to speak. But any other time than that, you're allowed to do whatever you want. So Rabotai, I have good news for you. Or maybe it's bad news. In Chelik Bet, in the Mishnah Berurah, the Shulchan Aruch brings down himself, in Siman Kuf Nun Aleph now, in Dine Kiddushat Beit HaKnesset, the halachot of the sanctity of a Beit HaKnesset itself alone. Batei Kanisot u'Batei Medrashot, Rabotai, synagogues, study halls where they learn Torah, En nohagim bahem kalut rosh. We do not behave in them with lightheadedness. Kigon, schok, laughter, vihitul, jokes, v'sicha beitala, idle chatter. Ve'en ochlim v'shotim bahem, you're not allowed to eat and you're not allowed to drink in them. V'lo mitkashetim bahem, you're not allowed to come over here to adorn yourself. V'lo matyalim bahem, you're not allowed to take walks into shul, this is not a park. V'lo nechlesim bahem b'achama, mipnei hachama, b'geshamim, mipnei geshamim. In the summer, you're not allowed to come in here because of the heat. In the winter, you're not allowed to come in here because of the cold. V'talmidei chachamim v'talmidehem mutarim l'chol v'shot bahem midochak. The talmidei chachamim and their students are allowed to eat and drink in time of need. We're going to push that in, Rabotai, because it's explained that we do not want to cause bittul Torah, idle people from being idle from learning Torah. Rabotai, when you look into the first halakha over here, in Simon Kufdun Al Halakha Aleph, you shouldn't behave in the shul with lightheadedness, correct? Let me ask you a simple question, Rabotai. We walk into the shul, it's no longer it's already worse than being lightheadedness. I want to make something clear, Rabotai. I'll be the first one to start. When Mr. Isaac Levy starts Karbonot, I don't care, you walk in 3 minutes late, 40 minutes late, you walk in, sit down in your place, let the people daven, Rabotai. People have needs that need to be taken care of. Once the davening started in the shul, there should be no joking, no idle chatter. Rabotai, I put honestly, enough is enough. You know why? Like yesterday was told to me that a very big rabbi said, the beginning of all this, when the shul begins very nicely, is the end of all beginning, Rabotai. That's how all shuls begin. Everything begins nicely. People start coming from different shuls and they make it their social gathering. So that's what Rabotai, a person has to be very careful when you walk in over here. The second we start praying, even before davening, that's why we have a room upstairs. We have time for breakfast, we have time for everything. Do it on your own time. The door is literally maybe 10 feet away. Go outside. You have to do shtuyot, go outside. Do not do it in the Beit Knesset. Rabotai, this colored Rosh is before davening, in davening. But I want to say something very clear. If you have phones on you, do not take them out from the beginning of davening until Oleinu L'Shabeach. I'll tell you why. We, Rabotai, need to realize one thing. When we bring our children over here, our children look to what's going on. So somebody told me, Rabbi, what's going to be with our children? Everything's become expensive. The rent, the cars, the wedding halls are becoming $220 a seat. How are our children going to survive? Rabotai, that's your problem. How are your children going to survive? The same God that helped you is the same God that's going to help them. You know what I told the person? In Miljon, I told them you should not worry how your children are going to make money. You should worry after a few years if they're going to remain Jewish the way the shuls are continuing. Because it is very dangerous, Rabotai. Kids come in here and they see all the shtuyot. Bentley, Mercedes, Don Pastrol. Rabotai, I'm telling you right now, keep your garbage outside. Do not bring it into the shul. I got kids coming to the shul now, Baruch Hashem. I do not have to hear from them. Why is this and this and this being said if it's a shul? Kids go to yeshiva, but you're already spending $1,200 on every single child. You're already putting the money. So the rabbis teach them one thing. They come over here and they seek something completely different. Rabotai, you don't want to daven here. Who's holding you back? We don't need your money. We don't need you, Rabotai. You want to come daven here, but follow the rules and laws of the Torah. You don't want to daven here, Rabotai. There's other shuls around. I'm not telling you not to daven. But give other people the opportunity to feel what does it mean to have a Beit Mikdash Me'at. Rabotai, I'm telling you, this is very sad what's going on. If God forbid, Chas v'Shalom, if anybody's in a court case, I want to see one day anybody have a court case, he walk in 2 minutes late. He walk in on time. Never is going to happen because it's no such a thing. You get the best lawyers, you pay the big bucks just to have Olam Hazeh. Rabotai, you should be very careful when it comes to Hashem's world. It is exactly the same way. Don't come 2 minutes late. Don't come on time. Come a little bit earlier, Rabotai. Give yourself some time to be able to prepare and dive into Hashem. And then you will see how successful you're going to be. Not your wife is going to give you problems. Not your children are going to give you problems. Do you know why? They're going to see that Abba is 100% emet. But if Rabotai, like we said last time, if we're fufus, Don't expect your children and don't expect your wife and don't expect anyone around you to believe what you're doing is actually the right thing. Rabotai, may Hashem give us all of us arichut yamim, arichut shanim, a lot of bracha, a lot of parnasa. We want the money, Rabotai, so we can shut down everybody else that goes against Hashem. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen.